What's up guys, welcome back to Peas Pickings. Today I'm going to be making some Rapini pasta. Alright, this recipe is pretty easy to make, so basically all you're going to need is some sausages, Italian preferably, some hot, some mild. I use penne noodles with minced garlic, rapini obviously, and some Parmesan cheese. Olive oil, salt and pepper. You're going to use one pot, a strainer, and a frying pan to fry up the sausages. Alright, well, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to heat up a pan at medium to high heat with some olive oil in it, and get your water boiling in a separate pot for your noodles. Alright, while your pot and pan are heating up, you're going to want to just cut your sausages really thin. I use scissors because I find it's a bit easier. If you feel like a knife is easier for you, then you could do that. You're going to try and get them as thin as possible without cutting yourself. Next, you're going to want to rinse your rapini with cold water in the strainer, get all the dirt out. Now with rapini, we're cutting almost the whole stem right off. We're not going to use that. If there's any skinny leaves, you're going to want to take those off. We'll use them. But for the most part, we won't use any of these big stems. Now you're going to want to tear all the big parts off, because we won't use those. All the little stems and the flowers you're going to put back in the strainer. Alright, your rapini should kind of look like this when you're done. Nice small pieces. You got the flowers, narrow and thin stems. Alright, you're going to add a little bit of salt to your water once it starts to boil. Then you're going to take your sausages and just toss them right in there. Fry them up. Once your water is boiling, you're going to throw in your noodles. You're going to want to give these guys a stir. Usually to cook these all the way through takes about, I would say, 6 to 8 minutes, but depends on the heat and how you like your sausages. Always make sure to stir your noodles because you don't want them to stick to the bottom of the pot. The salt does help, but you should keep stirring them anyways. Alright, well, your sausages should kind of look like this when they're done. Nice and crispy. You always got to taste one of these noodles before you mix it. You got to make sure it's al dente. That they are. Alright, then you're going to want to just strain your noodles and leave those on the side while you start preparing the rapini in the pot. First, we're going to start with some olive oil. I'm going to put some in the bottom of the pot. Let that heat up at medium temperature. Then you're going to want to put some minced garlic. Pretty big size spoon, so you're going to throw that into the hot oil. Try and get some of the liquid. There we go, just like that. So now we're just going to want to start to fry up the garlic, get it nice and brown. Once your oil is nice and hot with the garlic, you're going to just throw in your rapini, because you're going to want to cook that down. Right before putting your sausages in, you're going to give just a little bit of lemon juice over the leaves of the rapini. So now your rapini is kind of wilted. As you can see, it got down to this much. Now we're going to add in the sausages that we cooked, as much of the juice as possible. Give this a stir. So now you're just going to want to add the noodles that you cooked. stir it up just a little bit. Add some olive oil on top. Next we're going to add our Parmesan. We're going to keep some for the end so we can sprinkle it on top. Just keep stirring this. Just a little bit more olive oil. Now you're going to season with some salt. And a little bit of pepper. And one final mix. Make sure the cheese is melted. Alright, here's your final product, the Rapini pasta. Now we're just going to plate it. Alright, so the last thing to do is you're just going to want to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese over the top. And then you're ready to serve. Alright guys, so that's the recipe for the Rapini pasta. Let me know how it turns out for you guys. Give it a try if you like it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more videos. Thanks, enjoy.